Okay, in today's video, we are going to talk about superlative for junior high school ESL activity. So, if you remember, I already explained in the previous video about the comparative activity, and I already shown some examples which are like a short, tall, like with the ER as the suffix for the comparative. And this time, since it's superlative, we are going to focus not on the ER as the suffix, but we are going to focus on EST, or the superlative part. I separated the EST, or the superlative activity, from the comparative for we can organize the time accordingly, and we don't need to mix them for the students to focus on one thing and to avoid confusion. So in this time, in my experience and in my style, I separated them and I make the superlative the next level or the next activity after teaching the comparative. But you can teach them at the same time, but you can divide the time. For example, you can teach comparative on the first 10 or 20 minutes during the lesson, and then after that you can move to superlative after that. So you don't need to put them together at the same time, so to avoid confusion. Alright, let's begin. So we are moving to superlative. You can choose or you can show another word, for example. So this time let's start with big, because big is a very common word and it's easy to learn and understand, at the same time remember. So after the lesson, even for one lesson, I think the students can remember the word easily. So big, so you can add EST, and then we are gonna find out like big has only one G, so BIG plus EST. So we're gonna figure out and understand that the word biggest, we need to double the letter G, or we need 2 G for that. B-I-G, G-E-S-T. And again, you don't need to explain to the students, just show them that this is the word, the biggest, okay? Because I think the biggest is already the most simple word they can learn, so you don't need to explain about we need to put 2 G for that. Since we are about to learn superlative and we're gonna involve tablet activity or the technology, the searching in the internet, and of course what we need to have is yourself as a teacher and the tablets with the students. So again, it's kind of a similar activity with the comparative style. In the classroom, before we open our tablets, we're gonna have a conversation, okay? It's a conversation type. So the question is, so we have the given word, the biggest, already. The question is, which of these 4 countries is the biggest? So that's the question. Again, so you can read for the students, which of these 4 countries is the biggest? And then you can encourage the students to repeat the question. Ready, go? Which of these 4 countries is the biggest? So you can show pictures. So if you're using slides or you're using a screen, so you can show pictures one by one. So number 1, India. Number 2, China. Number 3, Russia. And number 4, the USA. So there are 4 choices. Which of these 4 countries is the biggest? India, China, Russia, or the USA? So they're gonna figure out which one is the biggest. There are many categories what kind of big. So when it comes to area, one of those 4 countries is the biggest, the land area. When it comes to population, of course, you know, I think everyone knows who got the biggest population in all countries. Gonna find out, and then after that the group again is gonna have a discussion. So 10-15 seconds they're gonna talk about which country they're gonna choose, and after that, after the time, encourage a volunteer from the group or a student to raise their hand and say a sentence, okay? So if the student says a name, only a name, like for example, India. So encourage them to say a sentence like, I think India is the biggest country. A very simple and good example of a sentence. So, I think China is the biggest country. I think Russia is the biggest country. And I think the USA is the biggest country. Okay, so you can already record on the board or anywhere that this group says this and this. And then after that, after the voting, no one needs or no one can or no one should change the answer, because that's the thrill part. After that, open your tablets. You're gonna find out, and then of course the teacher can decide. Okay, the teacher can decide, is it land area, is it population, or you can decide the category, so they can choose, okay, what is the biggest. And then you can find out, if the teacher decides the land area, I think Russia is the biggest country. And when it comes to population, of course China is the biggest country. So you can choose for the correct answer. So I think that's I think for me it's a good English activity when it comes to superlative, teaching superlative to junior high school students. Again, the age is from 13, 14, 15, maybe also 12-ish students. You can teach them this kind of activity. I also have some examples. So other example are, which of these 4 countries is the smallest? So smallest. So it is interesting because I think almost everyone knows the biggest country because it's more about big, and this time it's about small. You're gonna find out. So I made 4 choices. So we have San Marino, we have Tuvalu, we have Maldives, and we have Vatican City. So they're gonna find out, and then some students may figure out, like, is Vatican City a country? Because it's a city. Why is it a country? So they're gonna find out, against search on the internet. They're gonna vote, and then tablet. So that's the sequence of the activity: vote and tablet, and then find the correct answer. And we have one more example. Since I live in Japan, I'm in Tokyo, so I make sure that the pictures and examples that I use are related to their lives or their daily activities, which can make them more confident or maybe more excited to learn. So I use the sentence, which of these 4 animals is the cutest in Japan? Of course, Japanese like cute things or cute stuff, so I use this sentence, okay? Which of these 4 animals is the cutest in Japan? 1. Panda. 2. Ezo Momonga. 3. Shiba dog. 4. Red panda. They're gonna find out. And then I think some students might react that panda is from China. Why is it the cutest in Japan? Of course, we are not talking about the origin of the animals, of course. We're gonna talk about the cutest animal in Japan, so regardless of their origin, okay? Panda is popular in Japan, so it is considered as one of the cutest in Japan. So you're gonna find out in the internet, okay? Again, I'm gonna remind everyone, talk about the question, talk about the topic, have the students choose the answer, and after that, after they choose their answer, go to the searching the tablet. So that's the sequence, and figure out the correct answer and then move to the next question. I think that's it for superlative activity. I hope I help some teachers watching this video, and I hope that this video can find it very helpful for some teachers who needs to find out what kind of good activity for comparative and superlative. So I'm gonna post the link of the comparative activity if you missed watching that video. And thank you for watching. If you like the video, please press the like button and please subscribe to my channel. I only make video once or sometimes, but if I find that my video very useful and the views are increasing, then why not? I might make often. So let's find out. So thank you. Bye.